Hey guys, I'm RebeccaJ, and this is the very first episode of Spilling the Sauce, where I go all over the world and try out some of the best restaurants, and I give you a little history and origins of each one of the dishes that I try. In the spirit of eating Latin food, I think I'm gonna change the vibe a little bit. Now I got that Latin flavor. Wow. All right, so tortilla soup, aka sopa de tortilla or sopa azteca. It's basically Mexico's like warm hug, but like in a bowl. It's one of those dishes that's been around forever. Like your abuela's version probably tastes completely different than your favorite restaurant, but it still all hits. Wow, that is good. This dish goes way back, like Azteca level back. When corn was king, and tortilla was life. Indigenous folks were already doing amazing things with maize, and this soup was just one of the ways they made the most of what they had. Then the Spaniards showed up and brought all their extra ingredients like chicken, garlic, cheese, you name it. And the soup just kind of evolved into this native and colonial flavors. That's where you get the rich tomato chili, the broth with crispy tortilla strips on top, plus things like avocado, crema, maybe a little shredded chicken if you're feeling a little fancy, you know? The dish is especially tied to Mexico City, where it's treated like the ultimate comfort food. This recipe is definitely delicious. Mmm. I love chicken tortillas because you literally can taste every single ingredient. The cheese, the cilantro, the avocado, like that smooth bite of the avocado, and the flavor in the broth is just like next level. And of course, you need your tortilla because every now and again you might want to dip it in. Wait, cheese pool. mm. Mhm. 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 That's good. It's time to rate this dish. I have what's called the yum score, and on my yum score, okay, I have to be honest. I'm a soup girl. And because I'm a soup girl, I know good soup when I have it. And this chicken tortilla is a 10 out of 10. Like, no debating at all. The cheese pull is there, the flavors are there, the crunch with the tortillas. Like, you just can't beat it. You just can't beat it. 10 out of 10, period. Mm, I love it. 10 out of 10, guys. Moving on. The quesadilla has been holding it down in Mexican kitchens for literally centuries. The word literally comes from queso, cheese, and illa, a little thing. So it kind of translates to little cheesy thing. That's kind of cute, actually, right? Anyways, originally, quesadillas didn't even have cheese in them, which is crazy to think. I know. Way back in colonial Mexico, people would fold corn tortillas around squash, pumpkin, or mushrooms. Then they would heat it up. Once the Spanish rolled through with their dairy products, cheese entered the chat, and everything changed for the better, if you ask me. The chicken quesadilla that came later, chicken wasn't the OG star, but once it did show up, it became a fan favorite. You get the perfect mix of like melted cheese and juicy protein and that perfect golden brown crunch. While the quesadilla itself is old school Mexican, the chicken quesadilla that came later, chicken wasn't the OG star. But once it did show up, it became a fan favorite. You get the perfect mix of melted cheese and juicy protein and that perfect golden brown crunch. So while the quesadilla itself is old school Mexican, the chicken quesadilla is more like the cool cousin that showed up later, made itself comfortable, and became the go-to comfort food for lazy nights and party platters everywhere, really. And let me just say that I've had some good quesadillas, but this one here, it takes the cake for sure. It's thick, it's juicy, it's everything a quesadilla should be. So, as my rating, I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. Moving on. Whoa. Now, this is quite the dessert. So, you know churros as that sweet, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside dessert that magically appears at theme parks, carnivals, and every foodie's IG feed. But where did they actually come from? Well, surprise, they didn't start in Mexico. Churros are actually Spanish by origin. Yep. Spain brought these bad boys over, but even that story is a little murky. There are two main theories, right? Spanish shepherds were the OGs. They lived up in the mountains. They didn't have bakeries around, so they whipped up this quick fried dough over an open fire, kind of like camping snacks, but like way better. The churro sheep, which apparently have horns that look like curly churros. Well, I seen one and I didn't see the similarity, but whatever. Another version says the Spanish jacked the idea from guess who? The Chinese. Some say they discovered a similar fried dough treat over there called yu tiao. I don't know. Brought it back to Spain and added sugar to sweeten it up, and boom, churros 2.0, baby. So, how did they end up in Latin America? Well, it's called colonism. When Spain colonized places like Mexico, they brought their food, and churros made the trip. But here's the thing. Latin America leveled them up. In Mexico, especially, churros started getting stuffed with things like caramel, chocolate, and even vanilla ice cream, and served with hot chocolate that's thick enough to dip, drink, and fall in love with. Now, you'll see churros at street stalls, bakeries, fairs, and trendy dessert spots all over the world. They're basically global now. They're like kind of like the Beyonce of like fried dough. Let's take a bite, okay? Because I've been staring at this for far too long. I want to take a big old bite, baby. Mm-hmm. Yup. Exactly what I imagined. Now the yum score. These churros are a 10 out of 10, hands down. If you're in Miami, tacos and tattoos is where you want to get your dessert. This is top tier. Thank you guys so much for watching my first episode of Spill the Sauce, and I hope you found the brief histories interesting, and I hope to see you again very soon. If you're ever in the Miami area, make sure to check out Tacos and Tattoos. They have an amazing menu of Mexican and Puerto Rican fusion meals, and I know you guys will love it. See you guys on the next one. Bye.